You're listening to Fight Stories.
Oh, he did.
All right, welcome to another episode of Fight Stories with the Sunshine Boyz.
Cheer.
The UV index is through the roof, baby.
John Moses,
Sunshine Boyz
Tyler
coming in
Morrison.
hot.
All right, we are in Arlington, Mass, which is just outside of Boston.
Yes, sir.
You just said Boston, it would have sounded much more impressive. And we were doing a spot at Nick's tonight, and while we were there, we were introduced to James Downing. So James Downing is our guest today.
How we doing?
Thanks for doing the show, buddy.
No problem, man. Thanks for having
Luscious
me.
head of hair, too.
Oh, yeah.
Luscious
Thank you.
head
Thank you
of
very
hair.
much. Very excited to be here with the Sunshine Boyz.
You fit right in with
So-
locks like that.
So I see Owen at the. I'm talking to Owen behind, while you're on stage, and I see James.
Don't
and I
ever
go,
talk to my act again.
I see Owen, and I go about James. I go, who the fuck's this guy? And then he goes, oh, he's almost a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And I go, you think I lose a fucking fight to a guy with hair like that? And Owen goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Respect.
Without missing a beat, right? And then I told him the story of fucking Ken Shamrock versus the Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
And at the very, which I told you,
handicap match.
yeah, which I told you, Ken Shamrock kicks the door
Yeah.
to the hotel and sees one of them, and the other one hits him in the head with the phone.
It's goddamn nasty
telling,
boys.
so I'm telling Owen the story, and he kind of looks at me, and I pause, and I go, I'll hit him in the head with the fucking phone. But anyway, so James, thank you. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
By the way, though, the Nasty Boys, they're no fucking Sunshine Boys. Just for the record.
You goddamn right. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Oh, of course.
So
Yeah, I kind of want to ask where the origin of that is, but I think the mystery is almost.
of the
There is
Sunshine Boys.
There is an origin to it, too.
Yeah, it was called fucking I-93 on the way to this place tonight. Listening to Kid Rock. Okay, so so James came in and he sat down and we started chatting with him, and his big qualification was his fight record. What are you, 0-4? What's that record?
Well, my dad.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that I'm 4-0, but
You're 4-0 against your old
it's debatable. Okay, 3-1, I'd say.
3-1.
Yeah.
The first one he got, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's walk through which one was the headbutt?
I think that was the second one, because the first one I ever had with my dad. So I wrestled in high school.
Okay.
I do jiu-jitsu now, which is a grappling-based art.
How old are you?
29.
Oh God, he said art when mentioning jiu-jitsu.
It's
You
the
probably
mixed
think-
martial arts, okay? I know you
Okay,
have
there
no
you go.
respect for the, as my dad does not.
Zero. I like your dad already.
Yeah.
I have a great
He
amount of
sounds-
respect for the discipline. Fuck you, John.
Well, so I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or as my dad calls it, gay wrestling.
We gotta get your dad on the podcast.
Yeah.
This
We'll
guy's
get him.
great.
We'll get him for Father's
Oh,
Day.
he would love to be on.
Yeah.
And so one day,
So you wrestle. Your high school wrestling. How old are you for the first one?
for the first one, 18.
Okay.
Every fight, I think once I turned 18, I'm like, I'm of age now, and this is a man versus man type deal.
So he kind of kicked you around a little bit when you were a kid.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You wearing the headgear in the wrestling? Like Rick Steiner?
Yes. What you mean for the fight with my dad?
No.
Yeah, I was wearing a singlet.
You
Unitard?
come downstairs. You're like, Dad, it's game time.
I put in my cup so my dick looked a little bigger.
Okay, so you've been wrestling for a little while. You're
Yeah.
18. You're coming of age. Your dad's been fucking smacking you around.
Yeah, you smacked me around a little bit. And we just got into like just one of those shouting matches, and like, oh, you don't respect me, that sort of deal. And I don't know, I said something to tick him off, and he started chasing me around the house. And for whatever reason, he reaches out. I've always had like longer hair. He reaches out and grabs the back of my head by my hair.
Jesus.
And for whatever reason, I just turn around, change levels, duck down, and pick him up over my shoulder in a double leg takedown. So I take him up real high, and then I go like I'm about to slam him, but then I put him down very gently. And
taunting this man.
Yeah, and I remember he wasn't wearing a shirt for some reason. Because I remember his awful,
What's your dad's name?
barbed wire. He's also James.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he's Jimmy.
Yeah, I come from a long line of Jameses. So I should mention my dad's also an Irish immigrant, a very surly soccer hooligan of sorts.
Right, rugby player. You
yes,
said
rugby player.
Yep.
And so I remember picking him up and putting him down and just seeing he has these awful barbed wire, but with like the Irish heart with the four-leaf clover type deal.
Oh yeah.
And I put him down, and I just take off running again, just yelling, "Sorry, sorry, sorry, sorry!" And I just get out the house and don't come back for a little bit. But he didn't talk to me for like 3 weeks after that.
He was a little rattled.
I think he was like, "Oh, you just fucking challenged me," you know?
Yeah.
So
that set up.
Eventually, I apologized. We made up, and then we got into.
I mean, you grabbed you by
you
the
just
fuck.
picked him up, but you.
I put him down very respectfully.
You taunted him though.
Yeah.
I did.
It was almost like you mocked him with that move.
Yes.
So that puts it in the guy's head.
I showed him.
I could dominate you, but I'm not gonna.
Out of respect.
Yes.
Yeah, and that kind of like.
I showed him what I was capable of.
That's gonna throw a grown man off who is, like your son, that moment where you realize, hey, my son can beat me now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you're almost proud of your son, but it's also like, little fucker.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something. This is without having a fucking son of age and everything like that. Just a gray pubic hair really puts it in perspective for me, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting older. Like to the point where your son is now. It's not only like your son is doing this to you, but it's just like it's like a stamp. It's like it's you realizing your own mortality. There's got to be a lot of shit going on there, right?
Yeah, like I'm replacing him on this earth.
Yeah, well, it's just like, oh my God, I fucking changed his butt. You know?
There's just a lot to unpack.
Yeah,
that's
precisely.
the feminist mantra. There's just a lot to unpack.
Okay, so that was fight number one.
That was the first like physical incident with my dad.
Okay, so you're 1-0 in your mind, even though you didn't.
Yeah. I mean, like you know, if that was like outside of a bar and I picked some guy up,
It would have ended a slammer. Right.
Yeah, I'd say that was I'm 1 up on that. But I'd say the next time he got the best of me because we got into another altercation and we're in the living room just screaming in each other's faces, and I'm just yelling at him like, "Go on, hit me, hit me, hit me," and the motherfucker just winded up with his head and fucking headbutted me right in the nose, breaking my nose.
Shit.
And immediately I'm just bleeding through both nostrils, and I'm like,
Crying.
tearing up, and I'm like,
Of course.
like,
A headbutt.
who headbutts?
An Irishman.
Yeah.
A headbutt's something you do to like an enemy, though.
Oh
like,
my
that's
God.
That's something you reserve for like you're in a fight against someone you don't know, and you're trying to do anything to fucking win.
Or somebody you know and you just don't really
you
like.
just don't like him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
but not.
was he drunk?
No.
Did your old man drink? It sounded like he was a boozer.
Oh, he's very much a boozer, but he's
Oh yeah, he's got that checked off.
he is he's much more he's an asshole when he's sober.
Okay.
So I remember, like, even as a kid, when I came home, my dad was drunk. I'd be like, "Oh, sweet, he's gonna be cool tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna have pizza."
Pete,
for
I was about to say
dinner."
pizza night.
John's dad was the pizza king.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he leans into you with his fucking headbutt.
Yes.
You're crying. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a fucking.
Tearing up.
It was
Yeah,
hurt,
tearing up.
And
I mean, your nose is broken.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a move where he was like, it must have been going through his mind, like the way you picked him up like
he was
that.
stewing.
He was probably afraid too. He was stewing, but he was probably afraid. And then before he knew it, he launches into you. So
Yeah.
you're 1-1.
Yeah. I would say at that point, yeah. And then the next time we fought was it was Thanksgiving, and we all got drunk. We were actually having a good time together at that point. This is the only time I think I've fought. No, second to last time. The last few times we were both drunk, and we're actually having a good time. And we're at my grandma's house, and we're leaving. And my grandma, for some reason, like, she's like, "Can you put out my trash?" I'm like, "It's not like the trash isn't going out for a week. I'll come back at some time. Like, why do you want me to do it now?" And I'm giving her shit, and then my dad's like, "Fuck it, I'll do it," and he puts it out. And then so we're in the car. My mom is driving. My dad's in the passenger side seat. My mom's drunk too.
She's driving.
And she's driving.
Just less drunk.
Yeah.
Is she
and
Irish?
No, she's Portuguese. It's a whole another fucking mess. But so me and my dad are just going back and forth with each other as my mom's driving. My dad's in the front seat. And so at some point he just turns around and dives between the seats and starts punching me. He's on top of me, just punching me. And I get him in a triangle choke.
For the front seat?
Yeah, which is it's a move where I wrap my legs around the guy's head and arm and like squeeze my knees together and choke him and like pulling his head.
How
into
long
my
have
dick.
you been going to jiu-jitsu at this point?
At this point, like 5 or 6 years.
Oh my God! So
Yeah.
you're at 18. You're 5 or 6 years into jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Sorry, this was way after. This is like 24 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so I end up I roll him over, so I'm on top of him and I'm choking him.
In the car.
Yeah, and I get his arm trapped and I just I'm squeezing my knees, so I'm choking him, and then I also pull his arm up into an arm bar, which is like potentially breaking his arm.
Was he like, just break it off?
Yeah, he was still talking shit, so I'm just like, look, you need to fucking calm down. I'll let you go, but you gotta promise to stop hitting me. And he's like, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So I start putting some pressure on. He goes, okay. So I let him go, and we're both sitting. Meanwhile, my mom is screaming the entire
She's
time.
trying to
I
drive.
was just about
She's
to
trying
say.
to drive, and she's like,
Are you
wrong.
too?
So she's
Cut
like,
it
fucking
out.
cops come. I'm getting a DUI.
She's got her
So-
priorities
This
straight.
is a
though, in this
Griswold
situation.
family Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's something. So, I let him go, and we're both sitting in the back seat, kind of like huffing and puffing, and he's just like, and then he looks at me, and he just starts fucking punching me again.
Just doesn't want to give up.
No, and
This is Dad's last stand.
Yeah, dude. This is
so I'm just like ducking, just getting fucking hit. I'm like, you know what? Just let him tire himself out. And so he probably got like 4 or 5 good shots in, and then he like started crying, and then we were like crying.
He started
together,
crying.
like, I fucking love you, buddy. So that's the thing. It's a very cathartic thing to fight your dad. And then you guys, like, after it's over, you guys, fucking hug it out. We had some beers. It was a good time. But, yeah, it was just, like, I think I was living at home at the time. It was just so much, like, mounted tension.
Yeah. Two alpha males running around, strutting in the same house,
Yeah.
and he's just like, this motherfucker's still here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to be gone.
Yeah, right.
Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader type shit.
And then what happened for the fourth one?
So the fourth one was actually me breaking up a fight between my dad and someone else. So my buddy who lives like behind me, my childhood home, just had this garage that we just hang out in all the time, smoke weed and stuff. And my dad would always just get drunk and be like, hey, can I come over to the garage? And then he'd like come over, he'd be hammered, and then we'd smoke a little bit. And he's the only person I've ever seen get more aggressive smoking weed.
Alcohol is the only thing that tames
Yeah,
this
that
beast.
calms this man down, yeah. Anything else that brings him, like, away from being drunk just gets him angry.
Yeah.
And,
Anything that gets him out of his natural state, his natural habitat.
yeah, so he started, like, attacking. Well, so my buddy's sister and her boyfriend were there, and, they have a dog, and, he's petting the dog, my dad, and my friend's sister's boyfriend starts, like, rough playing with the dog, kind of just, like, grabbing his collar and doing all sorts of stuff. And the dog kind of, like, yelps a little, and my dad's just like, the fuck you doing with that dog?
It's his dog, though.
Yeah, it's his dog.
So your dad
He's
is
like, how you feel if I did that to you?
and what are you doing in this? So
Yeah.
you just like hand over your face, like, oh boy.
Here we
yeah,
go.
yeah, and then Tom, who's the kid, he goes, shut up, fucking drunk old man. And my dad just like stands up. He's like, what the fuck did you just say? And I get in between them, and I'm like, Dad, all right, it's over.
Are you pissed at Tom too, though, a little bit for
Yeah,
calling
yeah,
the
but
fucking
then
drunk
so
old man?
I'm pushing my dad away.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tom's just like, yeah, get out of here, you fucking old drunk. And I turn around to Tom, I'm like, Tom, shut the fuck up right now. Don't talk to my dad that way. And then, you know, my dad kept trying to go at it, and I ended up having to take him down in the garage. But so that was kind of an indirect fight. But
you're trying to break up the fight more. You didn't like get throwing bombs with him, did you?
No, I've never
just try and neutralize him.
Yeah. That's basically the story of all our fights.
He gets wild, drunk, and you just gotta stop the guy from swinging.
Because I feel bad about like actually punching my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
He doesn't feel bad about fucking punching you,
no. Well, he comes from a different time in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
So was your dad always in like in the neighborhood banging around? Like, did he have a reputation for being tough?
Yeah.
Or was he only tough with you at home?
No, he was tough like back home. Because every once in a while I'll go back there and like meet all the people from you know, the neighborhood, and they used to have like fucking rock fights and shit and
rock fights.
Yeah. Where's this?
It's County Cork, Ireland.
Oh yeah, I was in Ireland the other day.
Oh yeah,
or a couple months ago.
What part?
We were in Kilkenny for a week, which I really liked, and then Dublin we were in for a day, which I fucking hated.
Yeah,
but I could see the rock throwing. It makes sense.
Yeah. They're all fucking psychos. Just absolute animals.
So you're there, and like, are people telling stories? Your father back in the day, he used to fucking smash people around.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That, and like anytime we'd be walking through the town, he'd just like be pointing at places like, yeah, fucked a girl over there.
That's the fucking. He's driving the tour bus.
Basically, he's like, yeah, you see that? You see that stone wall over there? Twice.
What's your dad's name again?
James.
Oh, James. Oh man, it feels like it should be much more Irish, like a Declan or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, he gets pissed off because Downing is it's an Irish name, but also like an English name. You know, like 5 Downing Street or whatever is where Parliament is. So people will come up to him and be like, Downing, are you an Englishman? And that fucking pisses him off. So like he hates the English.
Yeah.
With a passion.
Yeah.
He still brings up like the potato famine.
Yeah.
Like that's a scar.
Yeah, that's deep rooted.
Yes. Some people just can't let go of the past, even if it isn't their past. You know, it's just like it's handed down generationally. Like, this is what we don't get over. You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So is your dad still
like
out
fucking
there?
Slavery or some shit?
Yeah, well. Now that you mention it. So is your dad still like out there? Is he tame now?
No. I mean,
this wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
that's
5
true.
years ago, max.
That's
true.
He's
a surly guy. I mean, he still says shit to me, but I have a better head about me now.
That's right, and you're so much more. I mean, you're practically a fucking black belt. You got to be so much more confident in your ability to like actually hurt him. Or does that not come into it?
Well, no, I know. I've known I could, like, if I went all out on him, that I could like end him.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah, when I was like 18, I knew, but
right.
I mean, he hasn't like worked out since it was cool listening to the Bee Gees. You know what I mean? Like, which is his favorite band, by the way.
Cool? Fucking the Bee Gees is the best.
Oh, Bee Gees in the /70s in Europe. Oh my god.
And in like New York.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was. There's a very good chance I was consummated to How Deep Is Your Love, so. Or I was fucking created or whatever. You know when the sperm hits the egg. You know what I'm saying. I'm tired. It's late.
The Bee Gees, by the way. The original Sunshine Boyz.
Yeah, we're
rocking
back, baby.
With the medallions. We need fight stories medallions, by the way. Yeah. Anyone out there, you got a medallion company? You come talk to Unky TT.
It's Mr. T style.
We just want to say to all our Patreon subscribers that you can get yourself a fight story medallion if you're a supreme contributor.
The highest platform on.
So, have you been into any fights outside of you and your old man?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
So you're 18. So take me through. By the way, we're in Chris's house, and Chris was very kind and opened up his house.
Oh yeah,
we're sitting
Chris
at the bar.
Nolan.
Yeah, we're sitting at the bar. We're like, where are we gonna fucking do this thing? Trying to figure out the optics because we're traveling to get some more stuff tomorrow. And he's like, I got a buddy, and then we showed up, and Chris is like. Yeah, no, but then Chris like, you guys want a pizza? It's been super fucking hospitable, so thanks, Chris.
Yeah, DJ Bangarang back in the day.
Hooking up with shipyards because we're in October filming.
Oh yeah.
Fucking wicked.
Let me tell you something, guys. You guys subscribe on Patreon at the highest level. You can come over to Chris's house too, and you can watch the Ted Bundy documentary with him and his girlfriend.
Very hospitable.
As long as you get to watch the Ted Bundy.
That's the best.
As long as she can watch that, buddy, and I promise never to do comedy again.
Yeah, we got kicked out of the living room because Chris's girlfriend wanted to watch the Ted Bundy documentary.
Do you think you could?
Fair enough.
Do you think you could choke out Chris's girlfriend if you had to?
I don't know. Bring her on in here.
That's the correct answer. Correct. Okay, so when are you scrapping? When are your scraps outside of kung fu school?
Kung fu? Really? How dare you?
I just about spit out my beer.
Well, me and Chris went to college together at UMass Amherst.
Okay.
Did you guys play karate together, man?
But UMass, I did a couple shows at UMass. That was really big college town. And,
yeah.
It was one of those places where I felt
5 colleges.
It makes me feel bad for dropping out. I was like, I could have been something. So, was there a lot of fucking meatheads?
Oh yeah.
Running around.
Yeah.
And you're not a guy who I would look at. You get that very deceptive fucking true jujitsu body. He's got that Hoist Gracie body.
Yeah. But he also looks like one of the Bee Gees.
Oh no. Hey, I got fucking abs and shit under here.
Don't worry. Right. But I just mean, but you're not. You wouldn't be
unassuming.
You're unassuming. Very.
I look like Jesus Christ.
You do look like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
The old man, Jimmy Downing. Oh yeah, he's Jimmy. Jimmy Downing is.
I went to school with 2 different people.
Yeah. Well, that's my name for my blackout self is Jimmy Dime.
Oh.
Because
Jimmy
one time
Dime.
I got arrested and I told the cops. They asked me what my name was.
What a great Boston street thuggy name, Jimmy Dime.
And I told them Jimmy Dime. And then I told them I live on the 5th floor of John Quincy Adams, which is a floor that doesn't exist.
Uh-huh.
And then I completely forgot about this story. I was blackout. Until one of my other buddies who works in the dean's office, like 3 years later, pulls up my file and just like, Jimmy Dime.
AKA.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically my alias.
Oh, so Jimmy Dime is when you're out there busting heads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Jimmy Dime.
you're in college. Is this your first fight? Like when you were in college, like as a skilled martial artist, so to speak?
Other
than your old man?
Well, yeah, I'd say so. I don't remember. I don't think I got into one altercation my freshman year.
In college?
Yeah.
Were you at this point? Were you kind of chomping at the bit? Like, let me test out these skills that I've been working on.
I wasn't doing as much jiu-jitsu at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'd wrestled and done a little bit of jiu-jitsu and watched a ton of UFC. So
Right.
I remember we were at a party. My buddy Steve Melville, he's this little fella, and always surrounds himself with big guys. Smart dude.
What's he doing now? Running a fucking Fortune 500 company or something?
Oh, pretty much. He's kid's a baller.
Okay.
But so we're at this like.
I hire the best people. I always surround myself with the best.
So we're at this quad party, like at UMass. They got these townhouses, and everyone has like they throw a keg in the middle of the field, and everyone just goes out there and drinks. And he got into it with some dude, and he takes his beer can and throws it at the dude, but misses the guy and hits his girlfriend in the face. The guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so the guy he's just like, you hit my girlfriend with a beer can? And then starts charging my friend, and I step in between them and just hit this guy with this insane elbow.
Oh.
Drops the guy and splits him like right above the eyebrow, like right in the center of his head.
That's a tough part to split.
Yeah, it looked like Harry Potter scar.
Uh-huh.
And he just starts gushing blood like a crimson mask.
The guy that was doing the right thing by.
Yeah.
I was just about to
I know.
say, when you were telling that story, I was like, even my friends,
Yeah.
even when they're wrong, they're right.
Right.
Didn't expect to run into Jimmy Dime tonight, buddy.
And I get sharp elbows.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
that
fucking,
just
that is a train.
Sliced
Nobody
them.
thinks about an elbow, man.
No.
That's a move that you got to be.
Elbows are nasty.
You got to be thinking about.
Forearms, elbows. You
Uh-huh.
get into that.
yeah,
Gets that.
you can split someone open real easy.
Can you hit some like up close as opposed to throwing a punch? Can you hit somebody with an elbow? I mean, you did in that moment, but he was kind of running into it, and you fucking had
Yeah,
excellent timing. Is an elbow effective if you're in close.
Oh yeah.
It can be. Okay.
Yeah, you ever watch like the Muay Thai boxers?
Oh, that's true.
That's
There you
all
go.
they do is just they get in close and just fucking clip. You know.
Ah.
It's scary what the Asians can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got nothing to live for over there. They don't have that upward
kumites over
mobility.
there.
That's right. Oh yeah.
I love
even
fighting
even the
Asians.
little girls. You love fighting Asians.
Got
It's like
soft heads. Just explode them like a fucking rice patty. Get a hold of that fucking mushroom cut. He ain't going anywhere. Of course, if they know martial arts, you're fucked.
yeah. Of course, in the 75 percentile that no martial no.
Well, so the town I'm from Lowell, Massachusetts, and we
Yeah.
have
You're
the
from
second-
Lowell.
Yes.
Lowell, for those of you who don't know, home of Irish Mickey Ward.
Yes.
And
Do you
a
know?
fuck
Yes.
and a fuckload of Dominicans.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Dominicans?
Are now
Cambodians are what we're famous for. though.
really?
Yeah, we took a bunch of Cambodians from the fucking genocide.
Thank God for Irish Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
And what a waste that place would be.
Now, are
No.
you guys familiar? So you guys have seen The Fighter?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all filmed in Lowell.
Yep.
I know a bunch of people in the movie.
In the movie.
But I have real life experience with both the guys. Dickie Eklund, who's the brother.
Oh fuck, I don't know. Was he as funny in real life as he was in the movie?
He's way funnier.
In real life, huh?
There's a documentary you guys need to see called High on Crack Street, Lost Lives in Lowell.
Uh-huh.
Boy.
It's all on YouTube, but
Yeah.
it was a HBO documentary in the 90s, which is what the movie's based on.
Whoa.
very
There's
cool.
a good little history.
It's incredible.
lesson.
It's like highly entertaining. It's just a bunch of crackheads in Lowell getting into,
And these guys are all tussling? Or he's really the only one?
There's an
Dickie Eklund
amazing
gets
scene
out.
where, so Dickie Eklund so they're just filming these crackheads in like a crack house, and Dickie Eklund's like, I used to be a boxer. They're like, oh yeah? They're like, yeah, fought Sugar Ray Leonard. They're like, what?
Fuck off. Right?
Yeah, they're like, you
eat
fucking,
shit.
okay. So they do the research. They're like, oh shit, he fought Sugar Ray Leonard on HBO.
Yeah.
The company that is funding this documentary. And then like they just follow him and his buddies, and then there's this amazing scene where they just cut to him in prison, and then all the charges that he has underneath
Oh, wow.
for like armed robbery and stuff. And
That's Eklund?
Yeah.
The
yeah,
brother,
Eklund.
Yeah.
But so he's famous for like
Dickie!
Yeah,
That
Dickie.
whole movie, the screaming, Dickie!
Yeah. Christian Bale plays him well, but there's nothing like the real
Really, huh?
Dickie
He's
Eklund,
a true character.
Oh, fuck.
The last time I ran into him, I was
And he's dead now.
what's that?
Isn't he dead?
No, he's still alive.
We're getting
Oh, we could probably go find him right now. He hangs out at the same bar all the time,
Oh, yeah.
and he hangs out with his son, who's a rapper.
What a fucking disgrace.
Incredible. It's
The crack is one thing, Dickie. No.
yeah. Well, my favorite run-in with Dickie is
I love a good run.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with a good run with a guy named Dickie.
Yeah.
I know.
Dickie
Please,
Eklund.
please continue.
Legend.
I like that the brothers Dickie and Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Mickey
don't
and
match.
Mickey.
The names don't match. Just fucking real white garbage.
Beating the shit
Yeah.
out of Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Crack Tales.
Crack tails.
Blah, blah. Sunshine Boyz.
Okay, continue, please.
So Dickie, I was working at this pizza place, Broadway Pizza in Lowell, shout out, and
Nice.
I was just hanging out waiting for another order, and I'm just in this booth, and Dickie walks in, he's hammered or high or whatever, and I'm like, oh fuck, and he comes over to me, and he goes, hey, where's Ronnie, who's another one of the drivers?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, I think he just went outside. So he goes outside, comes back in, he goes, he points at me, he's like, Ronnie wasn't outside. You lied to me.
Oh fuck.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, now I'm going to have to fight Dickie Eklund.
I was worried we shot the load with your old man.
First of all,
Okay.
I love the idea too that when someone walks into a place and all you think, the first thing you think is, "Oh fuck."
I know. And every town's got one, you know?
Oh fuck.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
he goes, Ronnie wasn't outside. You lied to me. And I'm like, fuck, all right. He goes, let me tell you something. In real life, Mickey was the bad guy.
this is after the fighter is out?
After the
Yeah.
movie.
This is after they showed them at the Oscars. Because there's a moment where they cut to Mickey and Dickie at the Oscars.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
Yeah, just looking like regular fucking schmoes and all that Hollywood glam, you
Yeah.
know? Oh, great.
Fuck, dude.
So that's it. You didn't have to fucking fight the guy?
So thank God Ronnie walks back in. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And, he's fucking thick with Ronnie. But, yeah, for a second, I'm just like, I'm going to have to choke Dickie Eklund out. And then I'm going to have to feud with the Eklund clan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's like they'll run. I have to deal with his fucking rapper son.
Yeah, right. And all you got your old
Yeah.
man.
Right. who might turn coats anytime.
Hold it for me, Dickie.
Turns into that documentary was the gypsy fights in
Oh,
Ireland.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
that's
another
that shit
one.
hits so close to home.
Oh, man. Fuck, I got to watch that one.
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
No.
Oh, fuck, it's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
What's it called again?
I forget, but it's amazing.
Whatever.
We'll
I'm sure
find
if,
it.
yeah.
It's like the
Oh,
movie
man.
Snatch, but like
I was just about to say,
real
it
life,
sounds like
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Snatch.
It's fucking crazy.
fucking dog.
Dag. Oh,
Yeah.
dag. Oh, you mean dogs? Oh, that's a fucking wild tale.
Yeah.
So was Lowell pretty like a pretty scrappy town?
Yeah. There's there's like 5 like I don't want to say boroughs, but like areas, and like 2 of them are kind of like upscale, nice places to live, but everywhere else is just.
They got a fucking Panera Bread and a Pier 1 Imports.
Dude, we don't have a Panera Bread. That's Chelmsford town over, You gotta go a town over to find a nice fucking
Yeah.
bacon turkey
It's
Bravo.
upscale, but it's not that upscale.
Yeah.
Dickie's Panini.
You don't fucking bring your corporate bullshit in here. So it's a pretty scrappy place. Is there at any point, like when the Brazilian jiu-jitsu come in, is there any like boxer blowback? Like, we'll fucking smash you guys. This is the fucking real.
Not
Or
really.
not really.
I think the boxers
They operated in their own separate
Yeah,
universes.
Yeah. That's the West End gym is where all the boxers are.
Uh-huh.
And no, but it's also very diverse. So you got the Cambodian gangs, like there's a bunch of Cambodian gangs.
Do the Cambodian
Some
motherfuckers
gangs.
know, like, is there like a Cambodian kickboxing place or not really? They're much more wayward.
Oh no, they're just I don't think they have like guns and stuff. They don't need to.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because Ung Buk, that motherfucking Cambodian
Yeah,
motherfucker
for
boy,
sure.
that guy can smash. What was the name of that one Raid?
Dude, the
Was
raid.
was Ung Buk in Raid? Sometimes
Yeah.
I confuse him with another.
We love yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's confusing because there's
Oh,
raid.
I never
there's
even saw Raid 2.
Raid.
was Raid Redemption.
Yeah, Raid Redemption.
What are the
Oh yeah. They don't tell. They don't believe in linear storytelling.
video games?
No, they're
No, they're
fucking kung fu
amazing.
movies, but
Oh.
they're
From like Indonesia.
yeah,
Okay.
So it's like these Asians, but they're also like Muslims.
yeah.
Okay.
They're like the
Director invented parkour.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're like
okay.
they're like uglier Filipinos. But anyway, which is a very good way to put it.
That's not bad.
But it's like 7. Don't even try and like follow a story with any of these things.
No.
Just
it's
watch
just-
the shit that's
Just
going
7 minutes. It's about to fucking hit the fan, and then don't even worry about like any type of resolution. Just
Yeah.
watch the
Just
fucking
forget
action.
that guns
But Raid is
exist.
and forget that guns exist, right?
Yeah.
Raid is Raid, and I guess I got to see Raid 2, and I got to
Oh,
watch.
dude,
I've
Raid
got some
2 is pretty
homework to do,
amazing, too.
man. Fucking the,
And they leave it wide open for Raid 3, so
of course.
look out for Raid 3.
Just like side note, you know who I thought was a really good action star is Tony Jaa.
Yeah,
That
that's
was fucking
that's the Ong Bak guy, right? Tony Jaa?
He was,
See, I have a hard time.
Tony
think so.
Jaa, he was like an Asian guy, right? He was
Yeah.
Muay Thai?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's the Ong Bak guy.
See, Ung Bak and Raid guy are different, and that's where I get confused.
I thought you said young black guy.
Neither. Yeah.
No, Tony Shaw's not a young
Yeah.
black guy.
No, like you thinking of Tony Jive.
The Protector is a crazy fucking movie. Don't fuck with his elephant, man.
Yeah, that was it. Yes.
Is that the plot of the Protector?
Yeah, he's
Fucks with an elephant?
He was
Yeah.
raised by an elephant, basically. and then these
Yeah.
cunt poachers come along and they
And
take
kill his. Yeah.
Do they kill it or they?
Yeah.
they
Was this before John Wick?
or they kidnap it?
Yes.
Oh, really?
And then
Yeah.
he goes on a fucking vendetta against these guys,
Yeah.
and it is fucking wild. There's a scene where it's just him walking through. It's like one fucking like shot, just following him through, and he's kicking everyone's ass.
It's basically like
It's intense.
Dumbo meets Dragon.
Meets
Bruce
Rumble in the
Lee's Dragon
Bronx.
meets Rumble in the Bronx.
It
Yeah.
has yeah.
It
Dude,
was a
Rumble
good
in the
film.
Bronx
It's cool.
is amazing.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It was like the first time that type of choreography was ever introduced to me,
yeah.
and it was just like, what
Now,
the
we used to
fuck
throw
is that?
bottles at Asian guys
Filmed in
all the
Toronto.
time.
Hey, Rumble in the Bronx on the TO, baby.
Oh man, that movie is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it's supposed to be in the Bronx, but then you see like mountains in the background.
Oh yeah, way too fucking clean to be anywhere close to New York City.
There's a weird. I mean, that's so. The movie's kind of fun like Jackie Chan romp, but then there's one scene where two guys get fed into a wood chipper
Yeah, right.
and then get delivered in a trash bag.
Well, it was still written by an Asian dude, and they again with the storytelling, it's not fucking linear. Well, listen, that was fucking. I'm glad we dragged you into this because we tried to do one with Owen and Dan, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah, but it wasn't even their fault.
No, it wasn't. It was the setup. But like Owen's a guy who is in jiu-jitsu, and I used to fucking party with Owen and drink and get high, and I
Yeah.
guess he was never a violent guy. And I've been in a bunch of
He's been
fights.
sober for a while now, right?
Yeah, he's been
Once
sober.
he met John, he fucking had to find God.
Yeah. I've been sober for 12 years. Owen's been sober for 10.
Oh shit.
But
okay.
we used to get high together when we were doing comedy in Boston, a little bit Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And then Owen went off and started doing jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, yo, you got any fight stories? And he's like, no, not really. Not before I was in jiu-jitsu. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Give me something good.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I bumped into you. But this brings up a point. And I want to just say this. I'm a little miffed at all the fucking weenies that are in jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah.
They were like fucking 40-year-old guys that could suddenly know how to fight.
Yeah.
If you wanted to fight before, you had to get good and drunk so you could build up the courage to do it.
Yeah.
You didn't know you had a clear-cut advantage because you've been training.
Yeah. Now you get to just put on some pajamas,
Yeah.
go learn
No, but
some
it-
shit from a Brazilian guy.
Yeah, but it's just
from the favelas.
right. But I mean, listen, it takes discipline and all that stuff, and you've been studying for 12 years. That is respectable. But
Dude, I used to get, especially in my college days, I would get blackout drunk the night before and then go to a tournament the next day and
really?
win. Yeah.
Oh shit!
And I've tried doing that a couple times recently, and it just doesn't work anymore.
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I'm too old.
Yeah. And you're 29.
Yeah.
It's funny how those things even start to slip even then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Outside-
That half second is a big fucking
Oh
difference.
yeah.
Outside of the competitions, what's the toughest fight you've ever been in?
Oh, I've got my ass kicked a couple times.
Yeah.
In the streets?
Yeah. One time I was at a frat party, and I was walking up the stairs, and this fucking asshole behind me just starts pushing me up the stairs, and I'm like, fuck this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
So I get to the top, and I turn around, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I'm getting up the stairs. You don't have to fucking push me.
Yeah.
And he goes, shut the fuck up. Like, me and everyone else in this party are about to fucking jump you. And I'm like, fuck you.
Who are you
Little-
talking to,
little do I realize that
motherfucker?
This dude's he's a brother. So everyone there is, also
just
a brother.
cocksucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy gets in between us, and this dude keeps talking shit. So I threw like a right hand over the dude and hit the guy in the face. But then I realized I just had wrist surgery and had my arm in a cast for
shit.
like 3 months. Literally the first week I haven't had my arm in a cast, and so I'm just throwing these punches with my right hand, and they're doing nothing. Just my hand.
Oh, because
my
there's no
arm's like,
strength at all.
at all. And so I do that, and then all of a sudden, all the brothers start rushing me, beating me down, and I'm getting
Frat brothers,
I'm
not
getting-
brother brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Or both.
There's some other brothers in the story. I'll tell you in a sec. So they toss me out the front door, and there's a line to get into the party. And so there's this ramp where everyone is, and I'm just fucking bleeding. And this black kid jumps in front of me and like is face to face with me, and he goes, "You got knocked the fuck out."
What a fucking hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my nose is filled with blood, and I just go,
and
just cover his face with blood.
That's great.
Yeah,
He fucking goes after me. To their credit, the frat guys grabbed him, and I slipped under the railing and just took
nice.
off. And that's probably the worst beating I ever got.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just
I mean,
wasn't prepared for that.
Outnumbered.
So, and that brings up a good point too. So, like, you as trained as you can be,
Oh yeah.
you know, this isn't a fucking Jackie Chan film. What can you reasonably expect to take on?
Right.
3 guys? 4 guys?
Well, jiu-jitsu's awful for fighting multiple people. Because it's you have to get a hold of someone for a second,
Right.
and
Yeah.
a second's all it takes for someone else to come in behind you and
Fighting-
fucking hit you in the head. You
Fighting
know?
multiple people
Or
is
if
all
I-
about keeping range. So like
Yes.
a boxer has a better chance.
Absolutely.
At keeping people at a distance.
If
And
I
you-
take someone
it's all
down on the
about-
ground, even if
and
I'm
even
on
better
top
than
punching
that,
them, guy comes to
fucking-
the side and fucking
you're
kicks me in the
vulnerable
head.
there.
Yeah,
Taekwondo
absolutely.
is even better because of the kicks. So, Jason Andors, if you're listening, fucking Taekwondo is useful, you dickhead.
Shout out to Rich Voss. Rich Voss. 2009.
Oh yeah, what kind of fucking crackhead stories does Rich Voss have?
Rich Voss he didn't get too much into the crowd.
Like,
Oh,
to
really?
the drug stuff, but it was him running around with his buddies in the 80s doing kicking
Dude, I
guys in
could
the
see
head.
Rich Voss having a great time with Dickie Eklund.
doing
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rich
Yeah.
Voss is a blast though. He's funny as
Yeah.
fuck. He's
Oh, yeah.
running around doing karate and doing blow. And
Fucking karate and coke.
karate kicking people outside the bars.
Yeah. So that is, but that's interesting because right now, jiu-jitsu is like everybody thinks of jiu-jitsu as like this is what's
It's the
like
premier
reigns supreme, right?
Premier one-on-one martial
One-on-one,
art.
I'd say. Yeah.
But I'm not fucking going back to train to really fight somebody one-on-one. I mean, what
I wanna
am I going to
fight
get?
4 guys.
I don't want to fight anybody.
Yeah,
but if
kidding.
you're looking for self-defense, really, in a situation like that, wouldn't maybe Taekwondo be better?
Well, no, because if for whatever reason you get put on the ground, you don't know if you're just gonna get stomped out. You know what I mean?
Right.
At least with jiu-jitsu, you get a little bit of a chance to get back up to your feet. You know?
Oh, so even in a multiple person situation,
Yeah, I don't know. It's
right?
What about
Also,
Aikido?
I
What
just
about Aikido? Steven Seagal.
that was a gay
Scott-
one, right? That's the gayest according to lore.
well, it depends. I mean, I've seen Steven Seagal beat up multiple people.
Yeah, fucking not in real life though.
Yeah, right.
It's the guy's
You see the video?
Bobby
of him
Lupo.
whipping people around and like in like the.
Yeah,
It's an old video.
it helps that they're running into him like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
Those
Waiting
are
to be
amazing.
flipped.
That's I love
He
watching.
paid them all.
Yeah. Oh
In
yeah.
the end.
You ever see the ones where the guys use like their chi power to knock
No.
a guy down? Oh, it's fucking.
Stupid.
It's
What do you think of
amazing.
Bruce Lee 1-inch punch.
Oh, that's real.
It's fucking sick. Bruce Lee's a great.
So, well, I mean, listen, but I just like aesthetically kicks. Like I've kicked a couple of guys in the head, but
I kicked a guy in the head. Remember?
yeah, but he was down.
Soccer kick.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, he.
There's been a
he
couple of those
positioned
stories.
himself. Yeah, he set himself up for that. I'm an opportunist.
Hey, you set him up, I knock him down. You know?
Yeah.
That's right.
I also beat him up again later in the night.
I don't
with
think I've
fists.
ever.
So
Kicks him
rank
on the
them.
head.
What do you rank the martial arts in your mind?
In terms of like most effectiveness,
Yes.
I mean, one-on-one, I think Hoist Gracie proved that
Brazilian
jiu-jitsu
jiu-jitsu.
is up there.
Right.
But wrestling is awesome. The grappling, it's all important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That's why it's mixed.
yeah.
Right.
That's why it's mixed, baby.
yeah.
Mix that shit up.
And then
It's
wrestling would, so maybe wrestling's up there. And
Wrestling.
then you started getting into the strike stuff,
But yeah.
like Muay Thai.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of like MMA guys in my gym, so I do that stuff every once in a while.
Right.
Just
You also have to like
get
take
beat
into,
around.
into account that like fights in different situations
Yeah.
are going to be
Right.
like,
Beneficial
so if
to
you're
other
in a
people.
bar, like Chuck Zito taking out Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Damme is a deadly kicker, right? So
Right.
he knew right away like this is going to get broken up probably
Pretty quick.
fast.
I'm going to
Don't-
stay
don't-
tight. I'm
just-
not going to let him get
yeah,
a chance to get
keep
up.
tight, jackhammer. You know what I
Right.
mean, don't let him get out so he
Right.
can throw the kicks.
Well,
Well, if they're out like positioned on the street and Van Damme has some range,
Yeah.
his kicks become dangerous.
yeah. And
But, like
Also, I think that's like fight intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, so where do you get that fight intelligence? I think you get that in all those things.
I think
being in as many fights as
many
possible
positions,
helps,
yeah.
right?
And I think most importantly, you gotta have a crew. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you gotta run deep.
yeah.
Otherwise, you know, anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen.
Well,
anywhere.
here's a good example, and I've told this story before. I was I've had my nose broken and my jaw broken on St. Patrick's Day, on separate St. Patrick's Day, once in Providence actually, and my jaw got broken by a black belt, and fucking I took a big swing at him with a pair of brass knuckles, and I just missed him, and he just leaned in and cranked me.
Nice.
But he didn't know my boy Robbie the Killer had a bat in the trunk.
Shout out Robbie the Killer.
R.I.P. Robbie. You know, like, so you just don't know what you're gonna fucking run into.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't beat a fucking frat house. You can't.
Exactly.
You know.
And you know, like after a while, you kind of just the people who fight the most are the people that like if
Yeah.
they get their ass kicked, they just like you know chalk it up to the game.
Right.
Like, It's
Yeah.
just that's the deal.
The people that
You
fight
win
the
some,
most,
you lose some.
and then you figure it out. And you know, if you're
does-
doing it long enough, you go multidisciplinary.
And there's I actually last fist fight I got into, I got knocked on my ass. I had a hell of a week, right?
Mm.
I got fired from my job.
You're boozing it.
Oh, actually, sorry. Thursday Wednesday I got chlamydia. Thursday I got fired from my job.
For having chlamydia.
Giving your boss chlamydia.
What the fuck is this, James?
And then Friday I got fucking sucker punched outside of a bar, and this dude hit me like square in the eye, but he opened up a cut above my eye and under my eye.
Oh, big fucking heavy-handed
One punch.
bastard.
That's a mitt.
And I fucking got
Yeah.
dropped on my. It's the only time I've ever been dropped. So I got like dropped on my ass, got up and like ran away, and so I'm like, great. Now I can't, I can't fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but
Right.
not to be a scumbag.
Well, you are in Lowell.
Yeah. And I got
When in Rome,
Yeah.
when in Lowell.
I got job interviews lined up. I can't go to now.
Yeah. Unless you could go in wearing the fucking Miami Vice shit.
It's
Lowell
Yeah,
is
right.
short for low life.
Yeah.
That was a tough one, but that was only like Jesus, like
Yeah, but that's another thing. Like
November.
you get
Oh, and it was
blindsided.
my-
You get blindsided.
It was my birthday week.
Yeah.
Smart to fucking run away. Sometimes guys don't.
Yeah.
To do, like,
Yeah,
honestly,
no, it's you run
sometimes
away,
live
you
to
get
fight
your
another
fucking
day. Live
yeah,
to fight
you run
another
away,
day.
you get your wits about you. If he keeps coming at you, then you got to make a decision.
Well, that was another deal where
Was
it
that a big cocksucker that did that to you?
Yeah, he was a big dude. It was me and my buddy versus 4 bouncers, and like me and my buddy like had started some shit with the bouncer, and instead of these bouncers are like completely sober, instead of de-escalating the situation, they just fucking started clocking us.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting fired because we knew the guys at the.
I love those situations.
See,
Yeah.
you think about like when you get your bell rung really bad. You think about like it's like a shot to the jaw, but a shot to the eye can fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like I got hit in the eye. I got suckered. Probably it was maybe the worst I've ever got punched.
Yeah.
And the
Fuck,
guy
totally deserved it.
just clearly asking.
Even if you didn't deserve it that night, just like fucking
Oh yeah, karma
built in.
It's-
karma,
yeah. Oh,
everything.
long term. I was
Yeah.
like fucking in karma receivership, right?
Oh yeah. No, well listen, that was that one went fucking long, man. I didn't think
good.
I didn't think we were gonna go there.
Hell yeah.
It's a blast.
James,
Thanks for
listen to
doing
me.
this, man. This
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
yeah, that was a lot of fun, man.
Everyone who's listening, where can they find you, man? Where can
Yeah,
they-
James, what's going on?
Oh, I'm at Jimmy Dime Time on Instagram.
Oh,
Jimmy
Jimmy,
Dime
time living the good old
Yeah,
days.
Jimmy Dime on Snapchat. And let's see, when does this come out?
Snapchat. What are we, fucking 13?
Maybe Tuesday.
Well, this girls, you can send your nudes to my Snapchat
There you
at
go.
Jimmy Dime.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got a big show going on March 26th at the Notch Brewery in Salem that I'm very excited about.
Tight.
Please come out for that. And I don't know, we did some tournaments and shit.
Maybe I'll come by and headline that one
Oh,
for you.
fuck yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
great.
Please.
Follow Jimmy Dime. And and then you know what? If you want to go see him fight, then hit him up.
Yeah.
Do you have any fights you want to play of those dates or not really? Nobody ever gets to, no fucking comic ever plugs an actual fight date. So if you want to plug it,
Fucking right.
that'd be cool.
February 10th, I'll be at Grappling Industries.
Nice.
Going for that championship gold. Winner gets a belt.
We're gonna get a belt.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! But it ain't no Sunshine Boy.
And if you want to support the Sunshine Boys, you know where you can you know where you can go, patreon.com/fight stories. We have multiple tiers for different levels where you can support the podcast. You get different incentives and bonuses, extra content. You can get a T-shirt and all, stickers, the whole thing. But
Yeah.
we have, bonus episodes. The whole
You
works.
get to go to Chris's house.
Yeah, you can go to Chris's house. There's gonna be pizza.
Watch
His
fucking
girlfriend
Ted
is very
Bundy.
lovely. She's gonna talk you through the Ted Bundy documentary.
Yeah, but don't you say a word. But don't you fucking say a word
Yeah,
while it's
that's right.
playing.
You listen, and if you don't fucking want to watch it, you'll be in this fucking room where we are. You'll be designated here. And
Big shout out to James Downing and James Downing
Thank you,
Senior.
man.
We would
Appreciate
love to
it.
meet
Yeah.
him.
and if
Yeah,
you
we'll
don't,
get him on sometime.
And if you
We'll
don't,
get his side of the story.
and if you don't support the Sunshine Boys on Patreon, you can stick it where the sun don't shine.
Oh, shit.
That's fight stories.
That's it. We're rolling this one out as it is. Fucking ass to tits. All right, thanks, guys. All right, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Fight Stories. We're wrapping up season 1 right now, and Colton Orr, the episode that we just recorded, is going to be the end of season 1. That's coming out. What is it? February 19th?
Yeah, February 19th. That'll be the season finale.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take a little break, and we'll be back with season 2, which looks like the beginning of April, unless we get something special. But it looks like the beginning of April. Listen, if you're on Patreon, we've got some episodes in the can that we have not released. So we're going to release those episodes to Patreon, to our subscriber there. And then also, we've got some other bonus content. We got some videos that we're going to chop up and some clips, and we're going to be releasing clips and all that stuff. So, you can keep chewing down the podcast if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, we'll be right back at you. The reason why we're taking the month off is because we're running around collecting the best fight stories, and we want to bring you guys the best content.
And we're living in different countries right now.
Yeah.
This is against all odds. John and I are getting these people.
Yeah.
So keep supporting, keep subscribing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Keep sharing. If you can't afford to go on Patreon, that's fine, but share it with a friend.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
That's how you support the
Word
podcast
of mouth
the other
is
way.
going to blow this up and keep this thing going.
Right. Tyler flew down to do the Colton Orr episode, on his own time. And then we also flew a camera guy down too.
Mm-hmm.
Or he did. And then after that we ran around and we started picking up episodes. We were running around all over New England doing that. So that's what season 2 is going to look like. We got some great ones too already. Already in the bag, we got some great ones. So that we're excited about. We got to keep a little bit of a tight lip on a few of the names, because guess what? When you're the best, people often imitate, but they just can't duplicate the Sunshine Boys. All right, guys, that's it, man. We're gonna keep bringing you the fights. Pew, 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 pew.